What happens when you solve a mystery? You find another one. So, here are 3 facts about the 2004 cult classic sequel, Scooby Doo, Monsters Unleashed.
This is tied for the most terrifying day of my life!
Number 1. A change in location. For the sequel, the locations were changed. The first film took place in Spooky Island, and the second one takes place in the town of Coolsville. But it wasn't just the fictitious locations that had changed in these films. The first film was shot on location in Queensland, Australia, but the second one was shot in Vancouver, Canada. Respectively, these changes had a big impact on the film. It made the second one more goofy and cartoon-like, unlike the first film, which was more of a satire or parody. Regardless, the tone for each is uniquely different, and the greatest thing about it is that you don't have to watch either of these films in sequence to understand what's happening. They are both their own unique story. Number 2. Freddie Prinze Jr.'s pay cut. Freddie Prinze Jr. has a love-hate relationship with the Scooby Doo films. At first, he had no desire to be a part of either project, and was dissatisfied with the final cut of both projects. The final nail in the wall was the pay cut that Prinze was forced to take by the studio in order to do the second film. The studio claimed that the pay cut was so that all his co-stars could have equal earnings, but Prinze took it as an insult. In reality, it seemed as if the studio was trying to cut corners. They even lowered the budget with this film, the first film having an $84 million budget and this film only having an $80 million budget. It's obvious that the studio wanted a cash grab, but that ended up not being the case.
Absolutely.
Well, there you go. That's your word. Come on.
Number 3. The cancelled third film. Originally, Warner Brothers had a plan to make a third Scooby Doo film. According to screenwriter James Gunn, the film was going to take place in Scotland. Along with this, Scooby and Shaggy were going to have to overcome their own prejudice so that they could solve the mystery. But the plans for this were scrapped after the box office for the second film wasn't as good as the first. The first film brought in nearly $275 million, while Scooby Doo 2 only made $180 million at the box office. It seemed as if the studio's ways had caught up to them, and the film failed on that behalf.
Go boom!